I just wanted to document something that caught my eye. I was messing with actor corruption and rod duping again in TP. And I'm on a state right now where I have a bunch of actors permanently corrupted. And if you're familiar with rod duping, you know that you can do rod dupes until you exhaust the game heaps. So right now I'm in a state where I have all the heaps, it's somewhat low from corruption. And I'm using DME right now to do the locked address dupes for ease, so I don't have to actually do them. And you can do raw dupes until, let me clear the log real quick. You can do raw dupes until game heap exhausts, which is around 50 KB, and then you'll get this game heap error because there's no more space to create new instances of the rod. And if you're familiar with Wind Waker, when game heap exhausts and you try to create an actor instance, it'll permanently leak into DYN. However, in TP they fixed this. If you look at this little number right here, it'll flicker, but then immediately it'll get freed back up. However, I have this safe state here in Death Mountain Crater, where again all three heaps are low, but DYN is way lower than game and is at the cusp of being exhausted. And when you're at this state, you can make the actor exhaust through DYN before game, and when that happens, instead of the game heap error in the dolphin log, you get this Zelda heap or DYN heap error. It's the same thing, which is different, and more interestingly, you'll see, and I'm gonna make it happen with bombs now. Now I've lowered DYN enough to where bombs will now fail with DYN. If you look at the free number, it's going down like before, but it's not flickering back up. It's permanently going down. So it seems that if you have an actor fail by exhausting DYN instead of game, it'll permanently corrupt DYN by 0.05 increments, which is interesting. I don't think I've seen this before, and this is pretty much exactly how Wind Waker works. Except now it's just DYN onto DYN instead of game to DYN like Wind Waker. But I wanted to document this because I don't think I've seen this anywhere. But you have to get the game to a really unstable state to get to this point. So I don't know how feasible this will help, but it seems interesting to look into. But again, I have over 30 actors corrupted in this state, and if I do anything really, I will literally crash and the game will explode. If I try to warp right now, the game will explode. So I don't know how feasible it is to get the game into this state in a stable condition. Unless there's some areas where they naturally have way lower DYN, that could help. But I'm not familiar enough with the game to know that. But yeah, it seems like with this method there is a way to permanently leak into DYN from DYN. But although I don't know if this goes through maps, it's very well possible that it just freeze up after you go through the maps, or a new stage transition. So that might just kill it right there. But I don't know. I haven't tried. I'm gonna try to look into that right after this. But I don't even know if the game will let me. The game is very unstable right now. I probably couldn't even leave if I tried. But yeah, I just want to document that. And one other thing I wanted to throw in there is that on top of these normal sync read errors I've been getting when you permanently corrupt an actor, I also got some of these archive mount errors, which are a little different, and it seems to behave where whenever you re-enter that map where that actor is, it'll spit out the same sync read error over and over again. So instead of creating instances, let me pull up the Zelda visualizer, the memory visualizer. Where'd it go? So look at this actor list. Usually when you get this normal error, right? So I have the obj gm arc sync read error. That'll permanently corrupt it, and it'll always take up a spot everywhere with one instance. However, if you have this sync read error, it becomes corrupted and it creates multiple counts in the slot. I don't know if that does anything. I've seen this corrupt status in old Dragon Maid videos, so I'm sure this is known about. I don't know if it does anything, but you could create infinite counts of this going back and forth. I don't know if that leads to also permanent corruption. But the most important thing I wanted to show is that if you fail, or if you have an actor exhaust DYN first, it creates permanent corruption, which I think is very interesting. It could lead to some stuff. But yeah, cool.